If you are a menstruating female, this video is going to tell you why the days of your period matter in terms of your energy and how we can use it in our planning. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and just give you a little visual in terms of what our menstrual cycles really look like. This is the way that I like to use it in terms of the Time Magic Planner. So you'll see at the top, right next to the moon on each day, a little sort of teardrop or blood drop shape. If you're not a menstruating female, use this to track your water intake. Very easy. Fill in the teardrop if you drank enough water that day. Helps you track it. You can also do that if you have a period, but if you want to get really granular, use these to show yourself what day of your period you're on or what phase. So if you color the whole teardrop in, to me, when I use it, that indicates a bleed day, right? That is your menstrual cycle. Usually, on average, everyone's different. Of course, we can account about 7 days of bleeding. Okay. After that, we go into the follicular phase. And this would be day 8, 9, 10. You can write it right in there if you want, or put an F, right? Follicular. Next into ovulation for a few days, and then we reach our luteal phase. I always like to put in the number 19. Number 19 for me is a day where my brain just goes a little wild and I hate everybody and everyone gets mad at me and I'm full of rage. And so, um, showing the day 19 on my calendar really helps me understand, okay, this might not be a day that I want to schedule anything with anybody I love because I'll probably blow up on them. Just realizing as I do this that 2021, 2023, there's probably going to need to be some more, 28 a normal cycle. But anyways, you get the idea. So, when we're talking about the different menstrual phases and what our energy could look like, right? Day 1 through 5 or 7, our menstrual phase, our period is happening, right? Our hormones are low, and this is a time where we want to rest. We want to cocoon. We want to eat really like iron-rich foods and prioritize comfort. This is not the time that we're going to get on our highest high-heeled spikes and go out and go for a dance with our friends. This is not the time that you're going to feel like doing that. You're going to want to save that, right? When we come out of our period, then we go into the follicular phase. This one is my personal favorite. We start to see our estrogen rise. We're preparing for ovulation. We can do some light activity with our body, maybe some walking, some yoga, some stretching. It's a really great time to learn, to read, to take new ideas in, and to start planning new projects, right? Then we go into the ovulation phase. This one's short, mid-cycle. You'll know because everything starts to change in your underwear. You'll notice when you're in the ovulation phase, you have a high estrogen. This is when your body wants to reproduce, right? This is a great time to be social. You are at your peak of how your body wants to be out and with people and excitement. And this is the time that you're going to plan to go out dancing with your girlfriends. This is the time you're going to want to go networking. This is the time you can exercise really intensely and it's not going to bother you. You're going to focus on really high energy tasks. You can go get a lot done. And then after those, 2, 3 days, however long your ovulation phase is, you go into the luteal phase. This one lasts the longest, and unfortunately, this is not the most pleasant one. I even prefer my bleed days to the luteal phase. I'd be so curious to know about you guys, but this is when your progesterone starts to rise. This is when you get PMS symptoms. Did I mention day 19 for me? Mood swings, cravings, bloating, all of those things that we just don't like that much. This is sort of the 14-day period, give or take, leading up to, again, your menstrual phase. So not each phase is the same amount of time. And when we are in our luteal phase, we want to focus on stress reducing activities. We want to do meditating. We want to do deep breathing. We want to focus on funny things, enjoying comfort foods and just generally preparing so that we can go back and start our menstrual phase with rest and so the cycle continues, right? So if you know what day you're on, you know what kind of energy to expect, you understand what's happening with your body, you can treat it right, plan accordingly, and it's really going to help you move through your days in a way that feels less sticky, more aligned, just like you are going in flow with what your body wants to do. And it really is helpful to get an understanding for you and your own cycle because it's not going to be the same for everybody. So I encourage you to track it, see what you learn about yourself, and I think you're really going to have some big ahas and start to understand what are the best days for you to have meetings and be with clients and take your kids to play dates where you're not going to lose it. You're going to be full of energy. You want to do those during the ovulation phase. Yeah, just there's so many things. I am excited to share this with you if it's the first time you're hearing about it and just show you how you can use it in a time magic planner to make your calendar a little bit easier.